Good morning. Yowie, I'm so powerful. It's good to see you here on Fallback Sunday. Now, I would have thought Fallback Sunday, we'd have a lot of people on time, right? Because they would have come an hour early. I would be wrong. But we're glad that you all are here. And we have with us to start us off the amazingly talented Brian Clark.
What did you say? Can you?
Amazingly lovely.
Oh, thank you. Well, my idea came to me knocking on my front door one day, looked at me with the eyes of a child, and I thought I heard him say, nothing's impossible. He says, nothing is a waste of time. Success is inevitable. We're making it up, taking it down, creating our own reality. One more. Nothing's impossible. Nothing is a waste of time. Success is inevitable. We're making it up, taking it down, creating our own reality, baby. So the next day, I took my little idea over to meet a friend. Between calls on his cell phone, he looked at me and said, obviously impossible. He says, obviously a waste of time. Failure's inevitable. Well, you're messing it up, you're gonna go down. You better get back to reality, baby. I said, ooh, ooh, ooh. I said, ooh, ooh, ooh. We all know what that means. Everybody knows. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That was a long, long time ago. Lots of ideas have come and gone since then. Sometimes I wonder what might have occurred. My faith in one of them was strong. Maybe it'd have made a difference. Oh, yeah. Maybe I'd have won my race. Oh, yeah. If one of those ideas that I gave up on maybe could have made the world a better place. And nothing's impossible. Nothing is a waste of time. Success is inevitable. You're making it up, taking it down, creating your own reality. Nothing's impossible. Nothing is a waste of time. Success is inevitable, inevitable. We're making it up, taking it down, creating our own reality, baby. We're making it up, taking it down, creating our own reality. We're making it up, taking it down, creating our own reality. We're making it up, taking it down, creating our own reality. We're making it up and we're taking it down, creating our own reality. Making it up, taking it down, creating our own reality. We're making it up, taking it down, creating our own reality.
Thank you, Brian. That was beautiful. I love that song. Great song. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. It's good to see you today. Brian, we're so happy to have you back. We missed you. So we're looking forward to more of your wonderful music later. Yes, give him a hand. Woo, we love him. We love him. Welcome, everyone. If we haven't met, I'm Reverend Jan Mourning. It is my honor to serve as minister here at First Unity Church of St. Louis, and I just want to welcome you. We know you had many choices for your Sunday morning, and we're glad that you decided to spend it with us. So a special welcome goes out to any first-time guests today. Just know that we are an unapologetically inclusive spiritual community, which means no matter who you are, no matter where you are on your spiritual journey, you are unequivocally welcome here. And if you are here for the first time, you should find a guest information card. It's yellow on the pew in front of you. And if you'd like to fill it out, we would not harass you in any way. We're not about harassment here. But if you would like to check the appropriate box on the back, we would be honored to send you a year's subscription to our Daily Word magazine, which you'll hear from in a few moments. So if you're watching online, we can send you the exact same offer. Just fill out the Contact Us section on our website and give us your name and address, and we will start your subscription also. If you are in need of prayer and you are in-house, we have a highly trained prayer chaplain, Mary Tuminello, who will be available to pray with you after service. And if you're watching online, hit the Need Prayer link, and we will hold you in prayer for 30 days. So before I get to upcoming events, I want to announce something new, and that is that our community service ministry is sponsoring a food drive for Feed My People. Now, I know we do that all year for Feed My People, but Hope spoke to them recently, and they reported that food requests were up from January till June 20%. And since then have been really rising because of the issue with the SNAP program. That was the used to be called food stamps, not being funded at the moment because of the government shutdown. So Feed My People is mostly in need of proteins. I think sometimes we think about vegetables, but they're in need of proteins, such things as canned beef stew, tuna, chili. Hope has a huge list on the board out there. And they do, and I didn't know this, they do accept glass jars also. So that's okay too. Here's what they do not need. You'd be surprised. They do not need canned green beans or corn. Isn't that funny? I guess people always think they need vegetables. So at any rate, also I want to thank Laura. I saw Laura raise your hand or wave at the people. Laura made those beautiful bags that are out in the lobby. Laura's on our green team, and we're trying to cut down on any, overuse of paper or plastic, even worse. And so we've got them out there, and you just bring your things and you can fill the bags, and then hopefully we might have some more coming, right, Laura? Maybe? Okay. Thank you. They're beautiful. So they're right now, they're on the table. Later on, they'll be in the shopping cart, and you just bring your things in and fill them. Okay, now for our upcoming events, I'm going to highlight a few, and you can find them on our website, Facebook page, and in our newsletter. Speaking of which, went out yesterday. Did everybody get their newsletter yesterday? Yeah. Patricia's not here today, but let's give her a hand. And anyway, yeah. She works tirelessly on that newspaper, and it's not an easy task. So now, if you look at our upcoming events, we always have lots going on. Today at noon, after you have a little time for coffee and conversation, we will have the hospitality ministry meeting again. We don't usually meet this Sunday, but we're getting ready for our July. Sorry, that's wishful thinking. For our November 14th bingo night, okay? That it's going to be a really big event, and we've got a lot to put together for that. So next Sunday, new member orientation will be at noon. It says the adult classroom. If the adult classroom's not ready, we'll be if downstairs is not ready, we'll be in the adult classroom. Sorry about that. So see what happens when I get an hour's extra sleep. I don't know what's going on here. So that is for any of our new members who've signed up to join, but it's also for anybody who would just like to have a review of Unity, precepts and teachings, or who just wants to sit in. It'll take about 45 minutes to an hour tops, and we will have childcare available. So November 14th, I got the date right on the screen, Family and Friends Bingo. Doors open at 6 p.m., bingo at 7. We are collecting gift card donations, and there's a box out there for them. $10 to $20. It doesn't have to be any more than that. Tickets are on sale in the lobby and will be on sale after service. $20 for adults, $10 for kids 12 and under, and this will be both a fun and fundraising event. Very soon, i.e. next Sunday, we will have a list of help that we need. We're going to need some helpers, so we hope you'll come forth with that. We are going to actually have our new member Sunday on the 16th. It's a beautiful ceremony. It doesn't take long. We do it right after announcements. So we're so excited to have so many people who've requested to join. And then we will have refreshments afterwards. Hopefully in the community room for sure then, okay? Let's visualize that. Just looking down, men and women's night are on the 17th, and we'll have, that is in our newsletter, which is also on our website, unitystl.org. We'll have more information about that. We are hosting the All Unity Thanksgiving Eve service on November 24th. This is where all the churches come together. I did that wrong too, the 26th, thank you. It's where all the churches come together. It's just a great evening to celebrate gratitude. So I hope to have a full house, and there'll be some sign-up sheets out next week for people to bring refreshments. And then we appreciate anybody who can come on the 29th after Thanksgiving to decorate for Christmas. It's always fun. And we promise pizza afterwards, okay, for sure. And then December 5th, we're going to host our Route 66 Orchestra Jazz Holiday Concert. So we hope to see a lot of people here for that. It's a beautiful concert, and remember, they do give 30% of all the profits to First Unity, so that's great. So now we can go along with today's service. Please stand if you're willing and able to join in singing God You Are by Daniel and Ahmad. Words are on the screen. Thank you both. Thank you, Julie, and we missed you. Welcome back, Julie, and thank you, Steve.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
Morning. My name is Mary Tuminello, and I am your prayer chaplain for today, and I will be standing over by the window after the service to pray with you anything that is on your heart. And as always, all prayers will be kept confidential. Today's daily word is remembrance. I cherish the memories of my loved ones. Would you repeat that with me? I cherish the memories of my loved ones. Today I remember life is eternal as I honor my dear ones who have passed. I send love and light to those who have enriched my life. My heart beams with love and gratitude as I cherish the memories I hold so dearly. I honor and reflect on the relationship that have meant so much to me. I open my heart, allowing myself to feel the tenderness of my emotions. I sense my relatives' love, a reminder their presence is alive in my heart. I visit my memories in the stillness, grateful for the time we spend together. My beloved's love, wisdom, and strength are in me. As I remember these special ones, their memory will be a blessing that transcends time and space. And from Luke 22:19, then he took a loaf of bread And when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to them, saying, "This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in memory of me." Let us pray. Just take a deep breath, and as you let it out, bring all those wonderful memories of people that have made their transition but are still there in your heart. We are so thankful for these people Divine Spirit has sent to us. Whether it's family or friends, they were a blessing. And because they live in our hearts and will never die, they will always help us move forward in life. And so it is. Amen.
When I am down and oh, my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burden be, I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. Stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be. Beautiful song.
Thank you, Brian. That was beautiful. I love that song. So, how many of you were grateful for an extra hour of sleep today? I was elated. So, time is one of those things that we cannot buy from Amazon, right? Maybe the only thing that we cannot buy from Amazon. I remember very clearly when my granddaughter was about 11, my husband and I were trying to teach her how to play ping pong. So Bob was playing with her, and she was holding her own for a while, and Bob was a really good player. And then all of a sudden, Bob started serving a little faster, and she got real flummoxed, and she was just acting erratically and like shooting it, trying to hit everything and all that. And I said to her, Ellie, slow down and take your time. And with 11-year-old logic, she put her hand on her hip and she said, Grandma, do you see how he is serving? I do not have the time to take. I love that. I wrote it in my journal so I would never forget it. And who of us has not been there, right? It is just, many of us have taken up permanent residence in a deeply embedded mindset of never enough time. Just think about our culture's language about time. We hear phrases like, can't find the time, a race against time, pressed for time, time's up, time flies. We talk about losing time, buying time, crunch time, and something I've been known to say, no time to breathe, right? Just some of the sayings that we hear. In our fast-paced society, when we encounter someone we haven't met for a while, it's kind of traditional to say, well, how have you been? And a common response is, oh, I have been busy. I have been so busy. Imagine 4 friends bent over their phones trying to find a date to get together. One says, I can't do Wednesdays. Another one says, I can't do mornings. I can only do mornings. And the third one says, it'll have to be at least 4 weeks out. Excuse me. But the fourth friend says, oh, anytime works for me. I have all the time in the world. Now, honestly, I know we try not to judge in unity, but what is our immediate reaction to that? In our culture, where busyness is a norm, a badge of honor, a sign of importance, some people, not us, of course, but some people might see this woman as unmotivated, picturing her sitting on her couch all day, eating bonbons and watching Hallmark movies, right? So, researchers say busyness has reached epidemic proportions in America. The surveys show that we are too busy to have family dinners, exercise, attend or watch spiritual services, or even get enough sleep. How many of us are masters of multitasking? You don't have to identify yourself, but I'll identify myself. I have been. And I admit that. I used to sit in the family room with my husband. He would be watching TV. I would watch TV with him. I would talk to him once in a while. I would know what was going on in the TV show, and I would be researching a Sunday topic. And he would say to me, I don't know how in the world you hold so many things in your head at once. And honestly, I thought it was kind of a strength. I thought that was something, that was a talent of mine. But according to the MIT neurologist Earl Miller, we are not computers. Our brains are not wired to multitask well. When we think we're multitasking, we're actually just switching from one task to another very rapidly, and every time we do, there's a cognitive cost. Worshipping at the holy grail of busyness has led to what psychologists call cognitive overload, which affects our ability to think, to plan creatively, to organize, to innovate, to solve problems, make decisions, and to speak fluently. It just affects a lot of things. I love this quote. Henry David Thoreau said, "It's not enough to be busy, so are the ants." The question is, what are we busy about? I'm sorry, the word about dropped off the screen. Paul Kane, a business expert, asked the important question, why are you in such a rush? Why are you in such a rush? This fear-based mindset of not enough time or never enough time can be helpful if it leads us to ask ourselves some really critical questions. And a few examples are, what am I busy about? And then secondly, am I trying to impress others? Am I allowing a struggle with time or struggles with time to take away my joy? And finally, do I take time for me? That's part of self-love and it's part of self-care, taking time for yourself. Reverend William Bachknight reminds us that in the Bible, it never says that Jesus rushed anywhere. It never doesn't say that anywhere. Now, Jesus certainly accomplished a lot in just 3 years of ministry, but he also found time to attend a wedding reception, to talk with children, to take a nap during a boat ride, and to rest at noontime beside a well. And frequently, time and time again, Jesus left the crowds to go up to the mountaintop alone to pray and meditate. So the Bible also does not say, if you hurry, you can find God. That's not there either. It actually says, be still, and in the Hebrew that meant cease your striving. Quit working so hard. Be still and know that I am God. And Jesus did not say, join me and I'll work you 18 hours a day, did he? Instead, he said, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Now, metaphysically, if you're new with us, we always look at the Bible metaphysically in unity to try to figure out what we can learn about our own lives from it. And metaphysically, this quote means to turn within to the Christ of your being, and you will be restored. Instead of always turning out, turn within. So in one of our Unity co-founder Myrtle Fillmore's letters, healing letters, she writes, it may be, dear friend, that you've been trying too hard in a personal way and have not taken time enough to relax. Let go and realize the truth that God is in you and you are in God. Sometimes our attention is so engrossed on what we're trying to do that we forget we are here to be, not to do. And in fact, she notes, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Note, we are spiritual beings, not what? Not spiritual doings. And sometimes we do get that a little bit confused. So as spiritual beings dwelling here, we actually dwell in two realms simultaneously. And the first one is the absolute realm. That's the realm of God perfection, the total of all ideas, divine ideas, in their purity and power. And we also dwell in this world of temporary physical outer appearances where things are always changing. And there's really, actually, in the absolute realm, in the absolute eternal realm, there's no such thing as time as we think of it. It's a human construct to help us organize our lives. And Charles Fillmore, our Unity co-founder, Myrtle's husband, writes, outer divisions of time into minutes, hours, days, and weeks are human inventions. With God, 1,000 years are as one day, and one day is as 1,000 years. Things spiritual and eternal cannot be measured in minutes, hours, days, and weeks. The only power in time is the power humans impart to it. Jesus told us, you are in the world, but you are not of the world. Admittedly, it can be hard to be in this world and work with time, can it not? I mean, we just feel we're programmed to do it. One of my really good friends and colleagues really tried to do this. She moved to Florida after her retirement, and because she had lived by the clock every single day of her long career, she decided she was going to live without the clock, literally. She gave away every clock, every timepiece, she didn't wear a watch, everything she had, gave it away or sold it before she moved to Florida. She said, I'm going to go to bed when I'm sleepy, I'm going to eat when I'm hungry, and I'm going to get up without the blaring of an alarm. So guess what? Many of her friends gave her as a gift after they spent time with her in Florida. My husband and I were there. She said, let me show you something. She opened a closet. The entire closet was filled with timepieces. Even a cuckoo clock. So the thing is, it's a societal expectation. And it's even worse now that we have 24/7 access to our smartphones and our watches. I mean, I think we're more obsessed by time now than we were then. And even if Sue had been successful with her clock-free life, what would have been the result of that? Maybe something like this from the comic Zitz. I love Zitz. He says to his mom, Mom, do you think I should ask Sarah to the winter formal? Oh, absolutely, she says. Then we'll want to find out what she's wearing so that we can order flowers to match her dress, rent a tux, make dinner reservation, wash the van. When is the dance? And Jeremy replies, tonight. I love that. So Here's the question. Here's the question of the day. How do we deal responsibly with time without fearfully submitting to its tyranny? How do we banish the busyness, that bully of busyness, from our lives and still accomplish what needs to be done? If we hold a mindset of lack of time or think of it as something to be managed, we need to change our own thinking. Despite all the consultants in the field of time management, look it up, there are thousands. Stephen Covey, author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, writes, time management is a misleading concept. You can't really manage time. You can't delay it, speed it up, save it, or lose it. Well, he's wrong. We just did it, didn't we, for daylight savings time? But anyway, the challenge is not to manage time, but to manage, guess what? Yourself, to manage your own relationship with it. So here's the thing. There are 168 hours each week. Studies show that the average person will spend approximately 56 of those sleeping, 50 hours working and commuting, 24 hours eating and personal hygiene, 14 hours with household tasks, cooking, and lawn care. That leaves approximately 24 hours a week of discretionary time, and that equals 3.5 hours a day. Now, of course, it depends on your age, your career. There are a lot of factors, but regardless, the question is, do we realize how much discretionary time we actually have, and do we set the intention to deal with it in the way that we really want to deal with it? One habit that often interferes with our discretionary time is addressed in the book of Isaiah in the Hebrew Bible. And we read, "This is what the Lord says, forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the desert and streams in the wasteland." Now that making a way in the desert, in the wilderness, refers to the account of the Israelites being there for 40 years, wandering. And when things get tough, they actually look back at their own life in captivity, and they're mad at Moses for rescuing them. It's unbelievable. So the thing is, Egypt actually just represents misery, tribulation, and stress. How can you want to go back to that, right? But they were just so fearful of their present, they want to go back to the past. Bible scholar Ed Townley says, metaphysically, the Israelites show us that the strongest way to stop our progress is to allow our attachment to the past to distract us from the power and presence of the present moment. So this is a message for us not to spend our precious time reliving those old events that don't serve us well, and they actually bring us down. In the words of Brigitte Nicole, I usually do this during the Burning Bowl, you'll probably hear it again then, one of the most courageous decisions you will ever make is to finally let go of whatever is hurting your heart and soul. And I just want to say here that this can be really hard for, if you've been abused or had a really horrific time in your past. So if you need professional counseling, it's out there, and it would be time and money well spent to just get in touch with that past. The thing is, releasing the past allows us to treasure today and live in this now moment. Godness and goodness are present in the eternal now. One of the ways we can learn to treasure every moment is to invest our time in what really matters. Of course, we all have responsibilities. People retire, they say, I'm busier than I was when I worked. We all have responsibilities. But we still have choices about our discretionary time. We can mindlessly fritter it away, or we can invest it in meaningful ways. This quote that you're going to see next has been attributed to everyone from Eleanor Roosevelt to Joan Rivers. And people say, actually, it's sort of probably evolved in time, but it's very good. It says, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. Today is a gift from God. That is why we call it the present. I love that quote. So some of you know the story entitled The Jar of Life, which was actually made famous by Stephen Covey, who we already mentioned. And it goes like this. A philosophy professor displays a full jar of large rocks in front of his class. And he says to them, "Is this jar full?" And they respond, "Yes." "Really?" he says. Then he adds some small pebbles, shakes the jar, gently and watches the pebbles sink down. He asks them again, is this jar full? Some of them now say no. Finally, he pours in some sand, and that works its way down around the pebbles and rocks. And he says, now is the jar full? And yes, reverberates throughout the classroom. So then he asks the important question, what does this show us about time and our priorities? One eager beaver business student says, no matter how full your schedule is, you can always squeeze in something else. I know. And the professor said, no, that is the wrong answer. That is the busyness model. The big rocks represent our time priorities, what we really and truly value in this life. And the point is, if we start putting the sand and pebbles representing those things of less value in first, like the jar on the right, there's no room left for the big rocks. The jar on the right shows that. The big rocks, we can't get them in because we filled our jar too full of things that don't matter. So here's the big question. What are the rocks of our lives? Not that we have the same rocks, but what is the rock of your life and what is the rock of my life? So maybe being God's expression, a dream or a cause, supporting loved ones, self-love, what feeds our soul and brings us peace. Those are some possibilities. No matter what those big rocks are, Stephen Covey says, and it's so true, we must schedule first things first. That has to be. First things have to be scheduled first. Here's another point. If we don't prioritize our time, someone else will prioritize it for us. Have you noticed that? People are always willing to fill in your moments. So the ancient Greeks had two words for time. One is chronos, referred to as time that can be measured in seconds, minutes, hours. That's quantitative time. That's our clock time, if you will. It's actually the root of the word chronological. And the other is kairos, which represents qualitative time. This is time not measured in seconds or hours. This is those amazing defining moments of our lives that take our breath away. These might be called holy moments. So early one winter morning, not very long, well, last winter, I guess, I received a text from a friend of mine. We like to walk and talk in the morning. She lives in Nashville. And she asked me if I could walk that day. So I was ready to give her my to-do list, which was a mile long, but I took a deep breath and I remembered that I had set a goal to walk more often. So I said, okay, I'm on it. So I did walk, and on my way back, I turned the corner into my driveway, and I experienced a kairos moment. The most beautiful early morning sun peeking through the bare trees, and I almost missed it because I was too busy with my to-do list. So that asks the question, how many of us do miss those kairos moments of our lives, miss it for things that don't matter nearly as much? And yes, of course, the human part of us has deadlines and tasks and responsibilities, but anytime we feel obsessed with our to-do list, anytime that's all we can think about it, maybe yours looks like that, to-do list is everything, that's the moment and the opportunity to pause and pursue something that feeds your soul. In the words of Dr. Bauknight, there is not enough time for all things, but there is enough time for the most important ones. There's time enough to explore back roads, to stroll the beach, look for seashells, to teach a young child how to fly a kite, to scratch the ears of an old dog, and I would add, hold a purring cat. There's time for all of that. On the other hand, what we might decide, there isn't really enough time to spend hours and hours glued to the TV, endlessly surfing the internet, or constantly updating our social media. We always have another choice. Our souls are pivotal. We can always turn to the outer world, or we can turn within. We can anchor ourselves in the Christ consciousness that knows no lack of anything. This shifts our perspective, and time expands or contracts based on our expectations. I've tried this a million times, trust me. For example, if you're running late, instead of fretting over it and getting all nervous, you can say, thank you to the universe for getting me there on time. Thank you, God, for getting me there on time. And invariably, you'll either arrive on time or the meeting or affair has not even started. I've done that a million times. It always works. So in the book, God Will See You Through by Mary Kupferle, She shares, we always have to be practical in unity, so she shares the power of a minute. And she says, practicing the presence of God in a 1-minute prayer takes us out of the hurry and worry of this world into the kingdom of God, long enough to enlarge our capacity for feeling that sacred presence in our work, our home, and all of our affairs. And everything we do after that will carry with it greater love, energy, power, peace, and success. And really, there's no reason why you can't do this multiple times a day. It brings new awareness, confidence, and assurance. And this even means that our fear of faith, our fear of time, our fear of not enough time will eventually fade when we keep practicing this 1-minute miracle. So we are on this earth. We are here to be God's expression, and time is how we spend our love. Isn't that a beautiful idea? Time is how we spend our love. It's time right now to realize that just as there's no lack of love, there also is no lack of time. Time is how you spend your love. Now is the perfect time to pursue what really matters and to find joy and purpose in all we do, and we can do it. And so it is, and so we joyously allow it to be, as we affirm the words about our God that make all this possible, words that are being cited in unity churches all over the world. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and at work in my life. God, the good, omnipotent, and so it is.
In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence, where every color blends and every rainbow ends, good is there. Unfold, love is there, peace is there, truth is there, God is there.
And so I invite you now to close your outer eyes if that is comfortable, and just take a deep healing breath. And as you hold it just for a second and then let go, exhale. Also let go of anything that is keeping you from being fully present to this now moment. Notice in the silence, God is there. Peace is there. All you need is there. So take another deep breath, centering yourself in the one presence and one power that is as close to you as you're breathing, now and always. Every breath is holy. Every breath is divine. You are an individualized expression of the perfect divine energy we call God. So in this still, quiet moment, nothing to do, no place to go, you are one with infinite peace, one with true tranquility, and one with a primary law of spirit, perfect divine order. You live and move and have your being in that perfect order. So just let go now of any thoughts of limitation, including those about time. Let go also of old hurts and resentments. Yesterday is over. Tomorrow is yet to come. Allow yourself to live in this present moment, savoring its joys and learning from its challenges. So in this consciousness, just know that you are being guided right here, right now, to exercise your divine gift of release, to just identify and let go of any false limitations about time that might be holding you back. Aligned in perfect spiritual energy, you can discern what really matters in your life, and you are being guided to attract yourself to those chronos holy moments that help you feel connected with all of life. Every task, every undertaking is accomplished in perfect timing and perfect ease. You are in the right place at the right time. God's will for you is ever unfolding good and perfect peace. Jesus said in his first recorded lesson in Mark, the time, and the word that's in the Bible for time was kairos. Your time, kairos, has come, and the kingdom of God is at hand. Accept God's goodness now. Know that you have time enough for the most important things. You have time for love, for laughter, time to pursue your dreams, time to express God's love to others, time to engage in those activities that truly do enrich your soul. You have time enough for what you put first. If you need to decide or revisit what your big rock priorities are, bring that into your heart now. If you need to just ask for guidance, turn to the Christ of your being to find your peace, your purpose, your place. In the depths of your being for a few moments in the silence, your answers will begin to come to you in perfect divine order. So I invite you now to close your outer eyes. Just release any fear over never enough time. Know that you have the time to do what is yours to do. You can turn away from the busyness to the Christ of your being and always find harmony, energy, and strength. Do this now for a few moments in the silence. And now, as we come back together as a greater spiritual community, whether you're here for the first time or whether you're a longtime member, we come together to say thank you. With hearts full of gratitude, we say thank you, Divine Spirit. In and through the power of the Christ, we are grateful, and we say amen.
If you remember the book, The Four Agreements, familiar with that? So this song was inspired by one of the sections. They can comfort, they can heal, they can mend a broken heart. They can rip, they can rend, they can tear someone apart. You wonder why she's crying, you say, can't she take a joke? Get a life after all, your truth was all you spoke. Say your word, say it loud and say it clear, but even if you whisper, the universe still hears, so roar and shout, get it out. But rest assured, everything you say is heard. Be impeccable with your word. Will they build? Will they break? What difference will they make? Will they pass along a sadness like a virus they can't shake? You say I offered my opinion and this country is free. And if someone can't handle that, don't blame it on me. So say your word. Say it loud and say it clear, but even if you whisper, the universe will hear. So roar and shout, get it all out, but rest assured, everything you say is heard. Be impeccable with your word. I woke last night with a memory in my head. Many years ago, words I wish I hadn't said, and I hope they have forgiven me. Can I forgive myself for passing my own pain on to someone else? Say your word. Say it loud and say it clear, but even if you whisper, you know the universe still hears. So roar and shout, get it all out, and rest assured, everything you say is heard. Be impeccable with your word.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. So before we go on, thank Brian and thank Steve, and thank you, Andy Schaffelbein, for filling in for Jeremiah today. Give Andy a hand up there in the booth. You've done a great job. So just a couple quick announcements that I forgot. First of all, if you're going to attend the November 9th, just sort of what is Unity all about, and everybody's welcome, not just people who are joining the church. There's a sign-up sheet out in the lobby, just so we know how many handouts to have. If you don't sign up and you decide to come, you're still welcome. And then also on Hope's donation board out there about Feed My People, there's also a whole section for homeless, good food items for homeless. And so they have a big homeless population now that they're feeding. So those are my two things that I forgot. So, okay, so now it's time in our service where we just get to pause, reflect, and give thanks for our many blessings. We so appreciate your financial donations as we depend on them to fulfill our mission of enriching more and more lives. So for everyone, contributions can be made by Apple Pay, Google Pay, or PayPal. Just hit the donate button on our unitystl.org website, or you can pay through YouTube, and we do still accept checks, so or cash. So there's a box in the back for those of you who are in-house. We appreciate your offerings. And now we're going to join together in what we call our prosperity prayer. Together, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We affirm that God is our source, and we are grateful for prosperity in our personal lives and in our spiritual community. And so now I invite everybody to stand if you're willing and able for our prayer for protection. This is the version that just highlights the power and goodness of God and our own divine identity. So together, the light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. The presence indwells us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. So thank you for being with us today. Together we are the First Unity Church of St. Louis, and we look forward to seeing you next week. As a vibrant, inclusive spiritual community, we come together in a spirit of oneness to just express godness and goodness in the world. And our service will end with a community song, I Live in God's Way, led by Julie Godey and accompanied by Steve. Thank you both.
I live in God's way, His truth, His life. I'm free from all doubt, all fear, all strife. My words are of love, of joy, of peace. I think of God's good that cannot cease. The power of God is mine to use. He gives me all good that I can choose. I live in His love, in His truth, and express eternal youth. God blesses me now in every way. I know what to do and what to say. I live in a world of perfect health. The kingdom of heaven is my wealth. I'm free to express perfection now, for Christ within